Interested to pick up on one of the things that you mentioned around you because you did have a bunch of stuff going on already, like some investments and some things that, property was already part of your plan, but then you've gone out and you've sought out advice in the past and then still got this on the radar. So I'm keen to understand, like, what were the gaps? Like what was, because sometimes I think people can fall into that, maybe the myth of thinking, well, it's just easy, so it should be fine and everything's okay. But what were the challenges or frustrations or gaps that made you feel like you needed to be seeking out someone to support you with this stuff?
Yeah, I guess it really came down to, it was probably needed a bit more accountability to take a bit more accountability at the same time. And I think this exercise has really, proven that is a key thing that's been a major part of what we've done and the results that we've seen. I guess, there was no real clear strategy, and I think that was very sort of lacking. And aside from that as well, I probably made decisions and they weren't necessarily the right decisions, and that came down to things like finance structure and all of that, and ended up sort of running into a situation where we'd been in a position where it was like, okay, well, not necessarily taking the right financial structure and that sort of that investment and that kind of thing. And so there was a bit of that, and there was also other things that looking at it going, okay, well, what do we do outside of property? And I didn't really have a great understanding of the share market as such, and managed funds and all of that side of things. And I, albeit probably had a bit of visibility on the superannuation front. Again, had been with, off recommendation from the previous advice, went with a super provider that really saw quite a considerable loss over the course of the time. So it was really just fine tuning and getting things right moving forward, and making sure that we had the strategy, and I guess B, that we ultimately were making the right decisions and had the right structure in place.
Yeah, and there was definitely a little bit of untangling to do with those things. It's amazing. Like, you had a lot of good stuff happening, but it's just, sometimes it's the little things that can seem almost insignificant at the time that you, when you look back and as your money knowledge and approach this stuff builds over time, then there is the opportunity to refine and improve, which is great to see it coming together for you now.